Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life. Animals, whom we have made our slaves, we do not like to consider our equal. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. The love for all living creatures is the most noble attribute of man. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. On the ordinary view of each species having been independently created, we gain no scientific explanation. A scientific mind ought to have no wishes, no affections, a mere heart of stone. I am not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. The mystery of the beginning of all things is insoluble by us, and I for one must be content to remain an agnostic. Intelligence is based on how efficient a species became at doing the things they need to survive. Blushing is the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. This preservation of favorable variations and the rejection of injurious variations, I call natural selection or the survival of the fittest. One general law, leading to the advancement of all organic beings, namely, multiply, vary, let the strongest live and weakest die. The survival of preservation of certain favored words in the struggle for existence is natural selection. If the misery of our poor be caused not by the laws of nature, but by our institutions, great is our sin. Keep steadily in mind that each organic being is striving to increase, that each at some period of its life, has the struggle for life, and suffer great destruction. The war of nature is not incessant. The vigorous, the healthy, and the happy survive and multiply. I have called this principle, by which each slight variation, if useful, is preserved, by the team of natural selection. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science. Man tends to increase at a greater rate than his means of subsistence. To kill an error is as good a service as, and sometimes even better than, the establishing of a new truth or fact. A moral being is one who is capable of reflecting on his past actions and their motives, of approving of some and disapproving of others. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. There is grandeur in this view of life, with its several powers, having been originally breathed by the Creator into a few forms or into one. Besides love and sympathy, animals exhibit other qualities connected with the social instincts which in us would be called moral. I see no good reasons why the views given in this volume should shock the religious views of anyone. Man selects only for his own good, nature only for that of the being which she tends. We stopped looking for monsters under our bed when we realized that they were inside us. Man is descended from a hairy-tailed quadruped, probably arboreal in its habits. We must, however, acknowledge, as it seems to me, that man with all his noble qualities, still bears in his bodily frame the indelible stamp of his lowly origin. If I had my life to live over again, I would have made a rule to read some poetry and listen to some music at least once every week.